Have you ever gotten a job without someone making an intro, sharing a link, or opening a door for you? Probably not. And if you think networking is just collecting business cards, if those are even a thing anymore, you're about to rethink everything. Today, we're talking to Baily Hancock, connection strategist and founder of Overlap Collective. You're going to hear why people are portals, why that open to work badge on LinkedIn might be doing you more harm than good, and how to walk in a room full of strangers without immediately wanting to fake a bathroom emergency. We're also kicking off something we're calling Pip for Pup, Heather's very public, very vulnerable fitness journey rooted in presidential fitness trauma. You all remember when we fell off the pull-up bar in front of our entire middle school gym class. And Clay, he's on 2 pips now. So buckle up. Welcome to Not All Business, a podcast by 2 former CEOs who went from competitors to friends. I'm Blakely Graham, and my co-host is Heather Cooper, and we're joined by our producer, Clay Cornell. Let's get down to business.
Not all business.
Heather, are you ready?
For the podcast? Yes, I'm very excited about this one, actually.
Yeah. No. Guess who I talked to yesterday?
Who?
Our guest from episode 16, Nicole Christensen.
Oh, how's Nicole doing?
Nicole is awesome. She did follow up on the Pip for the Pup program that we were supposed to be doing.
She did. I thought that was just kind of like a, hey, we should do that. Like, we're going to go pole dancing.
No. Oh,
no.
We are going pole dancing.
But real quick, what's a pip and what's a pup?
Clarification, Clay. How many times do we have to define an acronym on the show for it to be like just in our vernacular? Is it every time?
Probably for a while.
Yeah.
All right.
Until we hit 1 million followers. Until we hit 1 million followers.
So we hit 1 million. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Listeners, get us to 1 million followers. We'll stop.
So we stop.
Okay, so what's a pip and what's a pup?
Okay. So a PIP, we all know from Clay's performance, is a performance improvement plan, right? So that's the PIP. And then a PUP is a new term we've made up that stands for, fill in the blank, it's either a push-up plan or a pull-up plan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so we decided after,
Christmas. It was around then.
After Christmas,
right?
But I was going to bring up like after 8th grade and 6th grade and 7th grade.
Oh. Well, just lead with my trauma then. Why don't we?
Yeah. Like there's something about the Gen X generation. Because I'm not sure if you had to deal with the presidential fitness
Yeah,
program.
I did. Yes, I did.
It was a huge damn it. And I think they're still doing it, actually.
Yeah.
In
They
some
reinvented
levels.
it. Yeah. I think, who was the RFK or whatever? I think he came out and like tried to make it come back. And I'm like, it's still not good. No.
Unrealistic expectations.
It is unrealistic. So just like to give you perspective, I think we talked about this on Nicole's episode 16, but they had you like no training. You've never done anything in gym other than dodgeball.
Right.
And then they're like, today is the presidential fitness test. And you have to go. And if you're a boy, you have to do a pull-up. If you have a girl, you have to do a flexed arm hang, which what even is that? You had to do, sit-ups, push-ups. Didn't you have to like rope climb or do like the notchy
Oh my
things?
God.
Okay,
Remember
the
the
rope
notches?
climb. I
So-
forgot about the rope climb. That's even worse.
The one that I remember having to do is we had these things that were like, it was a metal box and you would sit on your butt, put your feet out, and then you would have to reach out
The
as far
stretch
as
test.
you could. Stretch test.
Yeah, they still do that
we
at
had
Lifetime
the stretch
Fitness.
test.
And
Yeah.
you couldn't
Yeah.
just like do one quick like, and then
Right, you would
basically
hold
push
it.
right, to get as far as you could. You had to like hold it.
Hold it.
And it was like, but we didn't even warm up. So
right.
it was,
No, they're just here. Sit here, do that.
Yeah.
Fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my experience.
That's the bullshit about it, right? There's no warm up, nor were you ever taught any
Never
of this.
trained.
Like the only things you were taught were like the penny drop on the
Yeah.
playground, and that was
Yeah.
really bad. Like how many times did you do the penny drop and like all the breath comes out of you? Did you ever do those?
I
Okay, I
don't know what
actually
you're talking about.
Don't know what that is either.
Really?
Is that where like you would like try to like choke each other until the breathe
No.
and then
Oh
walk
my
around and
gosh,
be dizzy?
No,
Yeah,
no,
and then
no,
you
no,
hit
no.
their chest really fast.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Just
No,
me.
no. So when you're like swinging upside down on like the monkey bars, so you're
Yeah.
like, you have your legs and you're swinging, and you swing to like a fulcrum of, I don't know if I'm using physics terms right, like a fulcrum of 180, and then you drop your legs off and land on your feet. But I was not very like gymnast inclined, so I would land like on my chest and knock all the wind out, and it wasn't good. But that's
so
what
sad.
girls did while the boys went and played football. It was
Well,
terrible.
what are we gonna do for you for that? So Nicole's putting you on a pip for that? Is that what you were gonna say?
That's not even funny.
Oh,
I do
okay.
need to learn how to do a handstand, but that's another story. Okay, let's get back to Nicole. So I talked to Nicole.
Okay.
And she made a recommendation.
Okay.
She recommended that you come in with me this week to do a personal training session with her. She is going to
At the gym?
demonstrate
At the CrossFit gym?
You got to come to the
Nah.
gym just
No.
once. Just
No.
once. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
Oh my God.
And she's like, I think that we shouldn't just do the push-up. We should do the push-up and the pull-up at the
'Cause
same
why not?
time.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Totally
Pile
agree.
it on.
Benefit.
Okay.
She's got science. There's benefit from
Do
like a
trust her.
push-pull thing. Oh, you should trust her. That
I
girl's,
do.
like,
I do trust
ripped.
her. I'm embarrassed. This is hard for me.
It is embarrassing, but that's the whole point of like recovering from the presidential fitness trauma.
I know.
Like
It
we're
is.
going to get through it together, and we're going to
Yeah.
get through it supportive. We're not going to be competitive about it. This is about you getting a push-up. This is about you getting a pull-up. I'll just work on handstands in the corner, and we're going to do this. But you have to commit to a few things. You have to commit to 4 days a week.
I'm not driving to Boulder to go to the gym 4 days a week.
No. You're going to do this at your home. She's
Oh,
just
okay.
going to check in on you once in a while.
Okay.
You're going to, I think we should bring people along. I think you should post it. Because we don't really post a lot on social.
Oh my gosh, Heather's fitness journey. Oh yeah.
I think we should.
Okay.
I mean, I think we post a lot of reels, but we don't post a lot of like,
God.
hey, what's going on in our lives? And wouldn't it be great if Heather
Oh my God. I don't know why. It's like bringing tears to my eyes. Well, okay. But okay.
Well, you know,
First of all,
think working
no one
out's
cares.
really
No one's
emotional.
gonna watch
I care.
this.
I care.
Okay.
Who cares?
Well,
Maybe no one's watching it anyway.
but here's why I'm willing to try this. And I did say it to Nicole. So I'm a woman of my word and I will follow through. I want everyone to know though that this is just like a silly thing for me. Like this is the arms thing getting laughed at by the whole class, like has stuck
Excuse
with
me,
me.
what?
Like that
What are you talking
feeling.
about?
What happened?
What the
I told
arms
you guys.
thing?
Well, no. So
I
in
don't
the
remember.
presidential fit, we got called up one by one, boys and girls in the same room because we were.
Oh yeah, that's the other
doing it
thing. We had
together.
to do it one at a time.
Yes, one at a time, and they had this ladder thing, and you got to walk up on it, and then you got to get settled at the bar, and then they just like removed the stool out from under you, and then you had to hold as long as you could
I don't
with your
remember that.
chin up this. And most of my friends would do, I don't know, like 4 or 5 seconds. They're shaking, and then they like slowly go down. They removed the thing, and I was like trying so hard, and I was so nervous, and all I was thinking was like, were my shorts pulled down out of my butt? And I was like holding it, and then they did it, and I immediately just whoosh down, fell, like not even a second.
Crashed to the
I didn't
floor.
even hold it a second. Crashed, and then everyone laughed and laughed. I was so embarrassed, and I said I had to go to the bathroom, and so then I went and I cried. It was horrible. It was just that
yeah.
memory of that, and so I still have that. And then growing up, like, I just did not have naturally fit arms. I mean, I'm fine. I'm not complaining. Oh my God, there's worse problems in the world. But like my first job,
Yeah.
they were like, you have fat arms for a kid. I'm like, thanks.
Well, I'm sorry. What?
Yeah. Mhm.
What are you
It was my
talking
second
about?
job. It wasn't the A&W people. It was a
Could we
Greek
throw?
restaurant.
Who is it?
Well, we had to do the Opa thing where it's like, Opa, where it's like goes
Oh,
on
does she know
flames.
about that? I think that's
Do you
a
know?
Detroit
What are you
thing.
talking about? What
Oh,
are you talking
it's
about?
saganaki. It's fried cheese. And so there's a thing of cheese, and then you pour a thing of alcohol on it, and then you have a lighter, and it goes on flames.
Opa.
Opa.
Uh-huh.
It's like
Anyway.
a Greek.
Okay.
It's served at Greek
It's a Greek
restaurants.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay,
good.
okay.
So good. And so, but you have to have some strength with you to hold it all up. And so the guy grabs the back of my tricep and he goes, "You're not strong enough for this. You have too fat arms." So I couldn't do the saganaki. And then Yeah, it was one after another.
Unbelievable.
And so, but then my arms also can do this, which I leaned into. It's like, if I'm going to have bad arms, I'm just going to do, because you know how they do this, the double jointed hyperextension.
Whoa!
I
Can you
have
see it?
double jointed elbows too, but they're not like that.
What?
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Heather,
And it goes back up this
mine
way.
do this way. Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
So then I just
It actually
leaned
makes
into
push-ups
that.
harder, just so you know.
That's awesome.
Because
Thanks for that.
I struggle with push-ups because of that double jointedness.
She's actually
Okay.
like, she's actually like, I didn't tell Nicole that.
No. Here's Nicole.
just-
She's gonna be watching this. She's like, "There's no such thing. This doesn't exist."
It does exist.
When you do it like that, you can't see your hands. Can you please stop doing that?
Okay, I know. And it doesn't help that my arms are blending into the wall.
Okay, just real
It's
quick.
great,
people,
though.
Listeners.
Well, if
But
you're
also
listening
as-
right now, just so you know,
Yeah.
go to YouTube immediately. Go see what Heather is able to do.
Heather is, yes. And no, boys, my legs can't do it. That was always their next question. But as a mom, it was so great to be
gross.
able to like reach behind the seat and like get the pacifier when it fell out, like while I'm driving.
Totally. Oh, I forgot about those days. Man,
Superpowers.
Those pacifiers. How many did you find like underneath car seats?
So gross. But I just
gross.
like blow it off. It's fine. So anyway, it's a thing. I don't know. It's a thing. When I got married, I was like, how can I, I tried really hard and I still wasn't strong enough. So it's a reconditioning of my mind. Is really why I'm willing to do this, because I was totally conditioned that I'm not going to be able to do this. And I gave up. And now I'm like, no, we're going to recondition this thinking that I've been grown up with. That was a lie and is not true. And I need to do it. So I'm going to do it.
I'm so proud of you. I do think it'll be transformative, and not in like looks. Like screw that. It's going to be transformative in like how strong you feel and how proud of yourself you'll be. It's going to be great.
Although if I'm doing something 4 days a week, I also want it to look better.
Well, another thing that Nicole is going to teach you is it's not about the exercise.
Okay. Well, I obviously have a lot to learn.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. But this is not running. I'm not like, this isn't
We're
a
not
whole
running.
head to toe fitness.
We're talking like
thing.
5 minutes a
Okay.
day.
This I can
It's going to
do.
be fine.
Okay.
Maybe it's 15.
Heather,
It's going to be great.
your story
Okay.
has really kind of like really touched me. It's like motivated me a little bit. And I've got
Are you serious?
Hold up.
You're making fun of me.
no, I'm serious.
You're serious?
Yeah, because
All right.
I had well, not to get into my story too, but some of what you shared made me feel like, I could actually go about this and do this and make a change and empower myself.
All
So
right.
I have a pull-up bar, and so will you
Do
let me
you
know
really?
what my pup is? Yeah, because you texted me and you said, "Hey, this was before Nicole was in on all this. You were like,
Yeah.
hey, get a pull-up bar. We're all doing this." And I think you meant to text your kids, but you texted us. And so I bought one.
So sorry.
And
You
so now I
did
have
not.
a pull-up bar.
Oh, yeah, because this is not the first time that Blakely has tried to get her employees to do pull-ups at work. If you look on LinkedIn, one of her old employees said, I remember when we had a pull-up bar in the basement when TaskRay was just getting started. And I was
We
like, she's doing the same thing to me, guys.
I am.
So, yes, we need to do that. But Clay, you probably wouldn't see that because, once again, you don't go on LinkedIn. You've got some weird fear of, I don't know what it is, but we need to get you in on a PIP for the pup. Okay, so you're coming right along with me. And then also probably a PIP for this like networking issue that you are afraid. So, surprise to you, Clay, I brought on an expert who is going to talk about networking, how important it is, and we'll ask her. We'll ask her if LinkedIn's important to network. All right?
Okay. I'm
Deal?
on 2 pips. Let's get our guest
Okay.
in on here. Deflect.
All right, welcome Baily Hancock.
Everyone is looking for an advantage in their marketing that they can digest in a clear, fun format. Well, there's one podcast I want to tell you about that's changing the game. It's called Your Audience is Waiting, and it's for business leaders who are done with surface-level marketing advice. Hosted by visibility and content strategist Alicia Everett, this isn't a show about posting more content. It's about aligning your visibility strategy with actual business goals and revenue. Alicia helps CEOs, founders, and ready-to-scale business owners build strategic visibility ecosystems that position you as the authority in your space and convert attention into customers. Real frameworks, real ROI. Clay, that's return on investment. So if you're leading a business and you want to grow, go subscribe to Your Audience is Waiting wherever you listen to podcasts. Hi, Baily.
Hi. Hello. Okay, I have a lot to say.
Okay, go for it. Jump in.
Okay, first thing, screw the presidential fitness assessment. You're right on every count.
Thank
They
you.
prepare you, not at all. They throw children. What are we preparing for Hunger Games? Like what? Why?
Yes.
You can't.
Yeah.
Are we
Why is
measuring
that?
something
Yeah.
we've never prepared for? How is that it'd be different if it was like, here's your starting stats. And then now
Right.
6 months later, after working on all of these important physical skills,
Right.
now we're going to measure you again to see how far you've progressed. No, it's one and
Preach.
done.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
That's
It
so
was
dumb.
part of your grade,
So dumb.
too.
It was part
Yeah.
of your grades.
Which
Look,
I
PE is traumatic for most people, I feel like, especially in middle school. But
Yeah.
the other thing I will say, I have never had strong arms in my entire life. So I thought I just don't have those muscles. That's just
Yeah.
not a thing. And then I had kids. And within the last year, I've started doing reformer Pilates twice a week, which I'm
Okay.
completely obsessed with. I'm just going to bust it out. I've got muscles now, you guys.
Yes, you do. Look at that definition.
I have muscles now. I'm
Okay.
strong. I can carry my 55-pounder, my 6.5-year-old son in one arm, and my 45-pounder, 4.5-year-old daughter in my other arm. And I'm like, I am woman, hear me roar. So it is possible to still gain muscle. I'm 41. I was told that
Okay.
it's all downhill from here. And so far, I have more muscle in my body than I've ever had. So there is hope for all of us.
Wait, what made you do
So
that, Baily?
encouraging.
How did you start at post kids?
I mean, severe depression, obviously. Last year was such a shit show, and I needed to get back in shape because I was just miserable inside of my body. I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't recognize her. And I had just turned 40, and I was like, okay, I maybe have 10 years till everything changes once again. I would love a solid 5 years. I'll take 5 of feeling at home and good in my body. Let's see if I can even do this. And I found a local studio that is first of all, it's beautiful, which helps.
So nice.
It's in walking distance to my house, which helps. And I love all the people that go there. And if I don't show up, they call me on it the next class. They're like, where were you on Monday? I was
That's
like,
the
my
best.
kid was sick. I couldn't come. And they're like, oh, okay. You couldn't take an hour. And I'm like, fine, you're right. So peer pressure is a big one too. And it's just a nice little community. And that's made me want to keep going. And then obviously it was like, I felt the results pretty soon. And that was cool. I was like, wait. Is that definition in my arm?
Yeah.
And so now I'm like this Pilates junkie. I still only go twice a week because, who has the time? But I love going in there and feeling like a badass.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
now I'm like, oh, what have I been doing my whole life?
Good
I think
for
the
you.
key is what you said. It's a nice little community. If you can find a nice little community of like-minded people lifting weights and getting strong and feeling empowerment by that, it's incredible. That's why I go. And by the way, I'm 10 years older than you. And yes, everything does shift. And it shifts every decade, like 30 shift, 40 shift, 50 huge shift. And so it's all the more reason why we're all on the pit for the pup. Just saying.
It's all the more reason to put yourself out on the internet while you fail.
Like, why not?
Public shaming is very
shaming.
powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Clay, here, look at me going out and trying something I can't do, right?
Oh, Clay did call you out on that
Well,
last week. I
he said
remember.
that, what was it? Was it millennials? Or you read that story, the millennials don't like to be seen trying? But
Yeah.
Look
Fair.
at Gen X about to
Oh,
go out
I
and
thought
see.
you were talking about
trying.
you don't like to you don't like to be told what to do. What was that
I
controversy
don't.
last?
That's not
Yeah.
a controversy. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody?
I don't like to be told what to do. Yeah.
I don't mind it.
No? Good to know.
Yeah. I mean,
Lock
give me a
that one
list.
away for
Let's
another
go.
day. Okay, perfect.
Test that theory out. on her.
So, Baily, I've been so excited to have you on the show. So, as you're a master networker, actually through your network, you came to us through Michelle Lando.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful
and so
Michelle.
people
Oh, she's
remember
cool.
Michelle from our first season, helping
Right
people
styles.
write styles, resume, LinkedIn branding. And part of what attracted us to Michelle was just the way that she valued how you present yourself to someone and her take on that in networking. And so then she obviously thought of you in the broader scope of networking. And I would love to hear from your perspective, just what got you into it briefly. And then, how important is it to use your network to get ahead? Is that just something people say about it's all about who you know, or is that actually true, tried and true?
I mean, you tell me, have you ever gotten a job without having somebody open a door or send a link or a referral or tell you about something they heard or recommend a book to read to help you get we just don't do anything in isolation. And if you do, I find that it is infinitely harder than if you allow your people to support you in it. Right. And I mean, the thing I say all the time is people are portals. And what I mean by that is every opportunity, every idea, every bit of inspiration to me has come through somebody that opened a door for me or a portal. And the whole your network is your net worth thing is completely true. And I can say with certainty, I've never had a job or a really cool opportunity that didn't come by way of a referral from somebody that had a sense of what I wanted and was willing to make that intro for me because they trusted that I wasn't going to make them look stupid, right? Nobody refers somebody that they're like, oh, I hope they don't screw this up. That feels gross, right?
Yeah.
And so it's integral to having opportunities come your way that are the right fit, that you actually want, and that you don't have to hustle so hard to get on your own.
When I meet people networking on coffees and they're looking for a job, some of them have never done any type of networking before. I might be their first one and they don't even really know what to do at the coffee. And someone told me once that whenever you're looking for a job, it takes how much do you want to make? 80,000 for
I want to
every
make
10
800,000.
Okay, I can't do that kind of math. Let's do 80.
Yeah. Okay.
So for $80,000, for every $10,000, plan on 1 month of networking. So break that down. What does it mean? So if I meet someone and I'm having coffee with them, their biggest ask from me should be at least 1 to 2 introductions. And so I tell them, if you have 8 months of networking you need to do to find your job, you need to break that down into 2 coffees a week. So that's 8 a month. So then 8 times 8 is 64 coffees. And how are you going to get 64 coffees to get to your referral, to get to your $80,000 job, right? It's all about networking and getting the next intro and the next intro. It's hard. I find it to be extremely hard work. So I'm hoping, Baily, I can see the value of it. Now, can you just tell me how to make that a little easier, right? How to make it not
you don't
so
need
hard.
to be starting from scratch every time. And that's what people often do wrong with networking. It's like, I'm starving. Let me go to the grocery store right now. Has that ever played out in a good way? No. You come home with crap, or you just grab the nearest thing, or you just frankly order from DoorDash, right? And so you're not being intentional, you're not being thoughtful, you're not thinking ahead and being strategic. The way to network is long before you need to tap your network. The way to network is to think of it as just curating your community with cool people that you feel kind of aligned with. And we can get into alignment and authenticity and all of the buzzwords that actually really play into this. But it's more so about continuously growing your community with people who you would be happy to refer and who would be happy to refer you. And Michelle is a perfect example of this. She and I met probably 11 or so years ago now. I was in the early stages of entrepreneurship, and I was calling myself, I think, a career happiness strategist or something back then. And same work, just different lens. And Michelle has been in the resume game forever, it would seem. And she and I got connected and just really hit it off. She's one of those people I've met in person, I think 3 times. But anytime her name pops up in my inbox or in my text messages, I'm excited. I see her name and I'm like, oh, what's Michelle up to? And same with her. We have a really good relationship. So there's trust, there's longevity. And so when an opportunity comes that I can think of her for, I'm going to send it, no question. And that's how it works in reality. But there is some tending to that. There's some nurturing to that. And there's some long-term intentionality to that. And that's what people miss a lot of the times. They're like, how many business cards can I go collect because I'm looking for a new job? That is weird. Like you just met somebody and you're going to ask them for something right away.
Yeah. How do you decide who you want to invite to coffee? Because I think there's this perception of, oh, I should only be spending time. I only have so many hours in a day. I have to really maximize the type of people. But then also I've been in positions where a job came from a neighbor's husband who was over for dinner that night. And you know what I mean? Where it's like the universe kind of also has things happening at the same time. And so how do you know who to contact? What type of people should you be going after? Is there a strategy to that piece, or is it just leaning into, like you said, get to know as many cool people as you can? Where do you start?
Yes, and I think we overcompartmentalize our relationships. We have our work life and our personal life. And the thing about that is people are people in both. And this actually really drives me crazy about LinkedIn. People are so performative and it's so much bullshit.
Yes, we were
and
just talking about that. Yes, true.
God. It's probably the most performative platform of all.
It's so cringy. And I understand why people don't want to play that game. And frankly, I don't play that game on LinkedIn. I am coming up on my 19-year anniversary of being on LinkedIn, which is which makes no sense because I'm 22. It just doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Right?
I was like, wow, your parents got you on there early.
It came out the year I graduated college. And so I just, like a dutiful little brand new girl to corporate America, got on there. And so I've been on there forever. And it's obviously like morphed through the years. But what I love about it is this, massive Rolodex of everybody that I have worked with, that I've collaborated with, that I've met. And I try and add my real life friends on LinkedIn too, which creeps all of them out. And I'm like, I don't care. You are a person with a job and you know people.
Right.
And so I think the overcompartmentalization of our personal lives and work lives really does us no benefits at all. So if you can kind of zoom out and think about, okay, people are people are people. People have jobs. People know people. To your point, it's often like, oh, actually, I think my cousin's boyfriend worked at this company. Maybe they know somebody.
Right.
And it's usually that.
Right.
Right. And so I think if you can stop thinking about, okay, I need to do a LinkedIn search for people that have this title in their profile, because that feels predatory in a way.
Right.
And you've been on the receiving end, I guarantee you, of people cold reaching out, asking for an intro or a recommendation.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't even know you from anybody.
Right.
So it's more about that like long-term nurturing and just being open and honest about what it is that you're looking for so people can put that in the back of their mind and help you do the work so you're not doing it all alone.
Yeah, I like doing that as you go too, like with the recommendations especially. I always find it funny that it's like, okay, and I was guilty of this too when I was, switching roles. It's like all of a sudden everybody has like, okay, there's 15 recommendations that just came in last week. Well, obviously I wasn't building those throughout my career. Right. And so how important are recommendations and when should people be asking for them?
I think it depends on what you're doing. For me as an entrepreneur, I use the LinkedIn recommendations feature as my testimonial hub. So anytime I have a new client or I do a speaking gig or whatever, sometimes even if I'm on a podcast, I'll say, hey, this might feel weird, but would you mind throwing me 2 to 3 sentences? Here's what you could say. And I'll send them the link. And then it's a home base for anytime anybody has said something nice about my work. And I always return the favor, if not do it before I even ask, just so that it's in there.
Oh, that's a good tip. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the whole like give before you ask for something. It just makes people feel a little bit warmer. Now, not everybody cares. So you might want to just check in, be like, I'd be happy to do this for you. Is there anything in particular you'd want me to call out or whatever? But I think if you're trying to look for a job, the thing that I always started doing, and I'm so glad I did this early on, was every time I left a company, I would reach out to my favorite colleagues, my favorite clients, my favorite partners, ask them for a referral, and just say, hey, I'm moving on to my next gig. And before we get too far away from our time together, would you mind just encapsulating what you liked about working with me or what you thought my skill set was? And it serves a couple purposes. One, it's social proof that you don't suck and that you're a real person.
Yep.
And two, I found that it was an interesting way to learn what I was good at. Because people would point stuff out and I'd in my head be like, oh, I didn't know that was like a thing that you noticed about me. Or, you know, we're in our heads. We don't know what we're good at because we're good at them. Right. And so it can be really almost like an ego boost and also a fact-finding mission of the things that people value in you as a colleague, coworker, employee, boss, whatever it is.
Smart.
How often are you tending? You mentioned the word tending, and you've been on the LinkedIn for 22 years. You must have 1,000, I don't know. Do you have 2,000,
I have
1,000,
a ton of
500?
referrals on there.
Referrals, but even just contacts, right? And so I guess a two-part question. One, do you have a policy? Do you accept every invitation, right? Like I probably get a few a day and I'm like, I don't know who you are. Or do you curate it? And it's really just people that you want in your community. And then the second thing is once they're in your community, after 22 years, in my case, I don't know, 30, 40 years, I have so many. And we joked about not having arm muscles. I don't have a hippocampus. Like I can't remember anything. So how do I remember like how I know this person when I ask me for an intro? Like what does tending look like to you?
It's not the whole thing. If you think of it in terms of a garden, you're probably not tending to the entire garden all the time. You're going plot by plot, right? And so to answer your first question, I have gone in and out of my thoughts on accepting strangers' LinkedIn requests. There have been times in my life where I was doing partnerships or business development, and the more people I knew, the better. So I would say yes to anybody because their network now becomes my network via the second degree connections, which I used to sell myself as like, oh, I have over 2 million first and second degree connections, which sounds insane. But like, how many of those are real? So is it actually beneficial? I'm in a phase now where when somebody requests to connect with me, I do a quick scan of their profile. You can pretty much immediately tell if they're about to sell me something the moment I say yes. If it says, I help entrepreneurs with, I'm like, that's a no. And so I don't accept those anymore because I have been so burned by that and that bums me out. And I almost always accept connection requests from people younger than me or women because I'm like, okay, worst case scenario, I'll just disconnect from you or whatever they call that, remove connection, and no harm, no foul. But I think that if there is a warm message that comes with it, which most people don't take the time to do, and to be fair, LinkedIn gives you only so many of those a month that you can use, which is quite annoying because it used to be free.
Yeah.
If they took a second to scan my profile, find a little overlap, which is the name of my company, Overlap Collective. It's all about where do your two circles on the Venn diagram of the two of you intersect. If they found an overlap with me, spelled my damn name right, I don't have an E in my Baily. So if they spelled my name right, I'm immediately like, well, you get bonus points for that. So I have this unspoken criteria that I run through with connection requests, but I've definitely gotten a little bit more specific about who I say yes to. And nowadays there's so much garbage on there that I just have to be a little bit more strict.
But it's okay, in your opinion, to say yes to someone who you do not necessarily know.
Yeah, because the whole point isn't all just to get something from somebody, right? Some people genuinely might find something interesting about your profile or your experience or the kind of things that you talk about on there and just want to be in your orbit. And I think that's cool. And for me, going back to people or portals, I get a lot of ideas from other people. I get inspired by people's posts, by people's work experience. And so I tend to leave myself a little more open to that because I'll let them sort of prove me wrong. I can always disconnect, like I said. I try to be more generous with my connections than not because people have been generous with me through the years. And so I try to have good relationship karma.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I definitely have started reaching out more now, Blakely, that we've been doing the podcast than I did before. When I was CEO of Cloud Coach, it was like you said, it was like daily. It's just the selling and the constant kind of connecting, all that. So definitely got overwhelmed with that. Even now, being COO of the law firm, like it's just a different type of people now that are, reaching out in that vein. But when I go to those connections, I'm looking at, like, first of all, the posts that I'm really engaging with, or someone really says something, like, even if I don't know them yet, I'm like, hey, I really found that impactful. Thank you for doing that. Maybe just as an initial comment. And then if I see another one, I might actually want to try to connect with them, just because I feel like we're in that same world or season of life or whatever it is. So I've asked strangers to connect before, just because I see a synergy, which is one of my favorite business words. Last week she hated that we said synergy. Hated. Sorry.
I just want to apologize for all the people that say synergy all the time, and just
we do. People do say it's not a horrible word. It was.
I got an MBA specifically so I could say words like synergy.
Okay, that's perfect. It just rubs me wrong.
Okay, we have a quick acronym checkpoint. Heather, what's COO mean?
Yes. People know that.
Come on.
Chief Operating Officer. Okay,
thank you.
Clay's
and
okay.
then
You're welcome,
Baily,
Clay.
what's an MBA?
Master's in Business Administration.
Thank you.
There we go. Hey, Baily got on LinkedIn when she was 2 years old. Okay, but there might be 6-year-olds right now listening that don't know what a COO is or an MBA.
To be fair to Clay, I do forget that there are so many people that are just not mired in, the LinkedIn nonsense bullshit of acronyms. So fair, Clay. We'll let you pass this one time.
But we're not going to let him pass on not being on LinkedIn, right? He's a successful producer. I feel like
I don't know what the point is for Clay. And I'm going to take Clay's side on this.
Because you don't want
LinkedIn
him to leave
is
us?
it's another platform that you have to curate, you have to maintain. He's already been poached 1,000 times on our show. So do we really want him out there?
Yeah.
He's obviously successful. He has more leads than he can manage. I guess you know what, Clay, it could be your give back platform.
How much would it piss you off if I added that little circle that says I'm open to work?
Oh my gosh.
That would
honestly, that feels like such a repellent to me.
Yes.
That feels like a neon sign that says, I want something. And it's not fair. That's not fair to think that.
Right.
But that, I think, is the overwhelming perception.
It comes off
desperate.
Doesn't it? It's like I've
It
tried
does not.
everything else.
It doesn't, right? That I'm hiring, that doesn't come off repellent. That's like,
no, because you're in the power
you want
seat.
to be reached out to.
That's a neon sign for people to reach out asking for work. So I think with being on LinkedIn, what are you there for? What are you trying to achieve in your career right now? And, Heather said, maybe that's your give back platform, right? Maybe you're on there sharing your wisdom as a podcast producer. Maybe you're posting once a month. Who cares about what you've seen in industry trends with your area? People also use LinkedIn a lot now as a thought leadership platform, and to a nauseating degree, let's be honest, but there is still a lot of really interesting perspectives that you can find there. And so again, it just depends. What are you trying to do right now? Are you trying to get a new job? Are you trying to give back? Are you trying to connect with people? Are you trying to, grow your LinkedIn or your thought leadership practice? There is a purpose to it. Don't be there just to be there, because that's silly.
So Baily, do you also consult on in-person human connection? So I've already jotted down a few tips about LinkedIn, but Heather and I have this big networking event coming up, and you would think I would be really comfortable in that arena. I've had to public speak my whole life. I've had to lead teams, all this stuff, but I am terrified of walking into a room where I don't know anyone.
You are?
I've done it a lot. Oh, gosh, yeah. I fake it. You know who's not?
Really? Me?
My husband. No.
Oh, yeah.
We go to these donor events at the basketball games, and he'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to go meet the chancellor." And I'm like, we don't need to meet the chancellor. I'm going to go talk to that player. We sat next to her once. I'm like, we don't need to talk. She's warming up.
Do you know what he has? He doesn't care what they think of him.
He could give a
That's
rat's
huge.
ass.
Mine
he doesn't
too.
care at all. I do. We have an event. It's coming up. I would like to widen my network with like-minded women in the profession. How do I do it, Baily? What do I do?
At the cocktail party, at the event, you're asking specifically?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, first know that you feel like most people feel. And I think if you can just reframe especially women, men, my husband has the confidence of 1,000 sons. I don't know, like it's a different perspective, right? And so when I go into a networking event, I remember first and foremost that most people don't actually want to do it. Most people are feeling the exact same way as me. And so if you can put yourself in the same headspace as them, you kind of become on the same team. Okay, so that's one thing. The other trick I use is I think, what if my future best friend is in this room and this is the night we meet?
I want a future best friend.
Right? What if this is the night
right
I
here.
meet somebody?
Yeah.
Awkward. What if this is the night that you meet somebody that goes on to be an important person in your life in some way?
Yeah.
That introduces you to somebody that da-da-da-da, right? So if you go in believing that, okay, this is a fact-finding mission. This is not a introduction thing. This is a, hi, are you my future best friend? Are you my future best friend? So you go in almost in like this interview capacity.
But Blakely,
where-
you're not saying that though.
I
just
know.
to be
I'm
clear.
like, what
Okay, you're not. You don't actually
Keep that
say
in
that.
your head.
Okay.
Keep that in your
Just
head.
making sure.
It will
Inside
be
voice.
weird. Yeah, that is an inside thought. As I tell my 6.5-year-old son, you need a bouncer that sits in your mouth and keeps all the thoughts that need to stay in your brain in your head.
Yeah.
They're not all
Yeah.
meant to come out.
Yeah.
Great.
So you
I need
go
one
in
like
with
that.
this
Yeah.
perspective. We all do. You go in with the perspective of, okay, I need to figure out if she's here. So what are you going to do? Not introduce yourself? What a waste. What if she leaves and you don't even say hi? So a lot of it comes back to this deep fear of vulnerability, right? Nobody likes being vulnerable. Nobody. Nobody. I've never met a person that's like, even the ones that are into deep conversations, which I very much am, there's still a lot of fear about being rejected if you share too much. And if you're too honest, or if you share something and it doesn't resonate with the person you share it with. But here's the flip side of that. You also might meet somebody that immediately lights up at the thing you share. And suddenly there's a connection point. And you find something in your overlap on the Venn diagram between you and them. And that is where that seed is just planted in the dirt. And then you get to decide, am I going to water this after this event? Am I going to reach out and say, hey, it was really nice talking to you about our mutual love of women's soccer. Would you ever want to get coffee, or would you ever want to do a Zoom call so we can kind of dig into what we each are actually doing in our careers, or see if we can help each other in any way, or even just say, I just really liked you. Do you want to be friends? I have said this as a full-grown adult.
Yeah.
Do you want to be friends? Like, I will say it like that. Like, this is weird, but do you want to be friends with me?
Yeah.
And the other person is, their face just melts. They're always like, yeah, I do. Right. And so my 6-year-old son, yesterday, I picked him up from school and this little girl was just walking by and he looks at her and he goes, hey, do you want to be friends? And she goes, yeah. And he goes, okay, bye. See you tomorrow. And that was it. And I was like, it can be that easy.
At one
But we're
stage
so
in our
nervous.
life, it was because we at some point we became so self-absorbed and insecure, or just so worried what the other people were going to think of us, and
Or we've been rejected.
and we don't like that feeling. So if we can't walk up, so Blakely and I arrive. We obviously divide and conquer because that's the smart business thing to do.
You don't have to right away, though.
No,
you don't have to.
Heather, don't you dare abandon
Be
me.
wing
Here's what
woman.
Bailey
Bail on you
said.
as
I said
soon as the
Wing
door-
woman.
I said that
Poor
just to
Blakely.
make you mad. I'm totally joking. I
And
know
this
you
is
wouldn't like
Scott
that.
at a partner workout at the gym. He's like,
No.
I have a different partner today. I'm like, who am I gonna fail my
Abandonment.
pull-ups with?
That sounds like you guys should talk about that. But anyway,
Yeah.
So so we're in this room. There's 100 very powerful. All these are founders, or they're seeking VC. It's a VC event. We're gonna go in there. There's a few people that are already talking to each other. We need to bust into the circle. What do we say?
Everybody knows that it's awkward when you're at an event. And first of all, if you're in a circle, open it up and make it a U.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
Make it a horseshoe.
Yeah,
Great
We are
advice.
not
Great
gatekeeping
advice.
conversation.
I love that.
Great advice.
We are being girls here.
Yes.
We are
Yeah.
literally like come in. And, if you're at an event, everybody's been on both sides of that. And it can be easy to be like, all right, well, I'm already in conversation. Look, I did the thing. I networked. I don't have to keep talking to new people. I already found some people that I don't hate talking to. But remember why you came. Why are you there? Are you there to meet one person and you met one person? Then great, go home. Are you there to actually meet as many people as you can and do a little fact-finding mission to find your future bestie or collaborator or colleague? Then actually do the thing, right? Don't have regrets. You already got dressed. You probably put on a bra and drove and maybe even paid for parking. Like, make them. I said probably.
50,
you don't have
50-50
to.
chance. Yeah. But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Live your life, let the girls free. But yeah, and don't abandon each other. And here's the other thing I will say about that. We are not always good at hyping ourselves up. Most of us are bad at it, but we're really good at hyping our friends up.
Yes, we are.
Totally.
So, what you can do is be like, oh, hi, I'm Baily. This is my friend Heather. Who are you? Tell us about you. Like, you can kind of tag team it. And then if they're talking and you hear something that you're like, wait, Blakely has a thing. You can be like, oh my gosh, Blakely, don't you also blah, 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 blah. And so basically you're opening a little window for them to crawl through and be like, actually, yeah, let me share my thing. So be good hype women for each other.
Okay, so we walk up to the circle. Let's say in this example, you are not in the circle, Baily. Sad for us. You are not there. So they're not really noticing or opening it up to say, hey, come join us. They're just deep in conversation. It feels rude to interrupt their conversation, but then it's kind of awkward just kind of standing there. So let's say in this example, we're by ourselves because it's obviously Blakely and I could just stand there and talk to each other. But if it's just me, how do you get in there? Do you kind of nudge your way and just kind of stand there and wait to enter the conversation based on that common, I've done that? Or
I think it depends. If you see somebody specific that you really want to talk to, and that's why you're entering that circle, then you kind of wait for an intro, right? You kind of just like stand near, make eye contact with somebody or multiple people. And if they don't open up the circle and say, hi, come on in, come on.
Yeah, fuck those
go
bitches.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, go where you feel wanted. Go where you sit. Like, take an intro if there's an intro. And the other trick, really, look around the room. I guarantee you there are people awkwardly standing there, like stirring their drink or just kind of checking their phone. And look for the people that you can tell are also there to do what you're there to do and maybe could just use a little warmth and a little assist. Be on the same team as them. You can even, I like opening up with something like, hey, man, this is not my favorite thing to do. I'm not a big fan of networking events. Why are you here? Like, what's up? Be honest. Level with them.
Yeah.
Be honest and say, oh, God, this kind of stuff makes me itchy. I don't love it. But here we are. I'm Baily. Who are you? And then it makes them feel like, okay, she's a safe person.
Yeah.
I can be real with her.
Yeah.
And then you're already on the same mental headspace. And then you just sort of warm it up from there.
I like that because I hate chit chat. I hate nonsense conversation. I hate what do you do? What do you do? It's so boring. Why
are you here is a great intro.
Why'd
you
here?
come tonight?
I like that.
They don't have to tell you anything about their job if they don't want to.
No, that's a really good one.
Yeah. And then it also gives you a way to immediately try and assist them in that quest, right? If you think of like, I came to this networking event because I'm trying to meet people who know VCs that might fund my company, right? If you open it up with, why'd you come tonight? What are you here for? And I say, oh, I'm actually the founder of this company and I'm looking for VC investment. And I feel super uncomfortable because I don't like asking for money and I don't like pitching myself, but I'm here. So do you want to know what I do? Right? It's like, just be a person, be a person.
And how do you get out of a conversation that is going south and you're just
or
like,
not
oh,
even
my
necessarily
goodness.
going south. Like sometimes
It's run its course.
Yeah, it's run its course. There's 400 people in the room. You've only met 2. Your goal is more, right? How do you move on?
Blame it on the bladder. All you got to do is say, you know what? I really have to go pee. I'm going to go find the bathroom. I'll see you in a little bit.
Also factual.
But
also likely true.
9 times out of 10.
Yes.
And then, that's true. It's unlikely they're going to like follow you to see if you actually
And
go
even
or
if
you
they
get stalked.
do,
Yeah, you might have been stalked.
It's fine. Like you can weasel your way out, or you can be like, okay, it was so good to meet you. I'm going to follow up via email next week. I'm going to go see if I can meet some other cool people. Make it like that.
Okay.
Don't make it weird.
Yeah.
Or bring them with you. right? Like,
Yeah,
hey,
or be
should
like,
we
"Do
find
you-"
another person to meet right
Exactly.
together?
Right. Yeah, be on the same team. I think that's the whole thing. It's seek the overlap, be on the same team, level with them, like make them feel like you are a safe person who is warm and welcoming and just a human being that they can connect with.
So again, I go back to the fact that I have zero to little memory. What do you do now that business, or let me ask you, are business cards still a thing? I don't think they're a thing anymore. So what do you do if business cards aren't a thing? How am I remembering the name of the person I just met? Am I bringing a notebook? What tricks?
You could. I think it depends upon your preferred method of connection. So if you are on LinkedIn, right, you can say, "Hey, can we make this LinkedIn official? Like, are you on there?" A lot of people might be like, "Oh, I never go on there. I think I have a profile, but I haven't logged in years." Great. Don't bother connecting with them on LinkedIn. People all have email. Some people's inboxes, though, are insane. Like my husband, who has ungodly amounts of unread emails. It makes me want to die. I have a zero inbox policy, but I have problems. So you just figure out like, I'd love to keep in touch. What's the best way to do that for you? Some people might straight up want to give you their phone number. I don't know. It's not me, but you have a million different ways. There are QR codes that link to your LinkedIn or link to your website or your Linktree or your contact card. It really just depends on what is the form that you are going to be comfortable using over and over, and then meet them where they are. Say, I'd love to I'm going to just send you an email right now. Will you type in your email to, open up a new mail on your phone and just have them type in their email and do a subject line of "great to meet you at" whatever the event was, save it to your drafts. And then later that night when you get home or the next day, before you let too much time pass, send like a 2-sentence email that just says, "Hey, I really enjoyed our conversation about X. If you'd ever like to have another call, here's my link to schedule a virtual coffee chat." Or if you're in the same town and you mention like, "Oh, I love walking through this particular neighborhood," be like, "Do you ever want to do like a walk together?" Why not? Just be a person.
This is when I really miss business cards. I would collect them. I would write follow-up or no follow-up, and I would write one word that would like bring me back to the conversation to do exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Like, here's my email, here's my follow-up. And I just feel so naked not having that crutch anymore with the disappearance of business cards. And so
Yeah.
it's a
I love a
bummer.
business card too.
It is nice.
I do love
but
them.
it's not realistic.
Nobody has them though.
Yeah, I
Nobody
think
has them.
I always go in with my LinkedIn QR code already pulled up first, instead of trying to
I
do
didn't
that.
even know LinkedIn had QR codes. I don't know what y'all
Yeah.
are.
So what you do is you just open up LinkedIn.
Okay.
You go into the very top line. There's a search bar where you would type Heather, my name, right? Instead of doing that, there's a small little QR code symbol. You click on that and it pulls up Blakely Graham in your QR code.
out.
And so it's there in seconds. Yep. And then you
Super
just
easy.
always
Here's
have
the
it.
downside of that, though, that I found.
You can't
doesn't-
look it up.
It doesn't. Well, you can go to their profile, but the natural setting there is to follow somebody, not connect with somebody. And so I always say to people, give me your LinkedIn QR code, or let me find you on it so that I can then connect with them or request a connection, as opposed to just following, because it doesn't always tell you when somebody's following you. So you might think, "Oh man, they never connected with me. That's a bummer." But they did. They just followed you instead, which is not a connection. So again, LinkedIn has a long way to go to be actually useful, but whatever you're gonna do something that you're comfortable with, because the last thing you want to do is be like, "Oh, yeah, hold on. I think there's like this thing on LinkedIn that you can use that's like a QR code. Let me just blah, blah, blah." And then it gets weird. So just what I do, Heather, for that is I will screenshot or save the whole little QR code thing, and I'll make it my phone background for that night.
Yeah, you could do that
So that
too.
all I gotta
or
do,
in the photos.
hold it up.
Yep.
Have it in your photos, and then it's right there.
Yeah. And on the followers too, they'll go back and say like so-and-so's following you and invites you to connect. And then, but what I try to do if I have a few minutes in that moment is just send them a message right then. So great to meet you. Like, and then that way I at least can go back, because you can track your messages of who you sent a message to. But to Bailey's point, if you don't have that, then it's hard to go find who you met that day.
Yep.
My question for you, Baily, is for these recent grads, and more specifically, like these high schoolers going into college. Like, what are the couple? I mean, LinkedIn is foreign to them. They don't even know what email is, to be honest. What are the like 1 to 2 things they should be doing? So by the time they graduate from college, they are ready for this market, which is a tough market.
Definitely connect with your classmates, right? Like these people will eventually be important people, which is wild to think about.
Yeah.
And I find that, so I went to University of Florida for undergrad in like the years where we were very good at football and basketball. And there's a 50,000 students a year or something crazy like that. So it's highly unlikely I actually know anybody from my graduating class beyond the people I was in class with. But I was in this freshman leadership council my freshman year, and it was all the overachievers. It was all, the type A's of our freshman class. And now these people are like big deals, right? Because we're now in our 40s and they're finally moving up in the ranks.
They're at the pinnacle of their careers.
They're doing it, right? And so I get such a kick out of looking through like who my college connections are now and thinking, I saw you do a keg scan and a skirt. Like, I know you, girl. I know you. Okay. We went to the Florida-Georgia game together. I have a lot of blackmail. But, so I think it's important to connect while you're still in the same zone, because the people that you come up with will eventually know people, have influence and power, and be able to open doors for you. And they're so much more likely to because they've known you and you've known them long before you were anybody. And so whether that's in corporate America or entrepreneurship or even just friendships, connect with people along the way. I think that's kind of the key takeaway with the referrals too. Connect with people, ask for those referrals when the moment is still warm and you're still in it together before you start forgetting who the heck they are and how you know them. And so for college students, connect with all of them. I don't know where you're going to connect, if not LinkedIn. I don't speak Gen Z or Gen Alpha or whoever the heck are graduating high school right now, but you got to have some way, right? Whether that is just getting their number and putting them in a particular list in your phone, but start getting to know these people and kind of locking them into your connections or your contacts early on. And then the other really good tip for college students is attend events. Like go to events in the industry in which you want to join. And then don't be afraid to kind of fish out of your league a little bit, because most kind people who are older than you are going to look at a 19-year-old and be like, of course I'll take a coffee with you, or like I will happily get. You want to turn around and give back to the people behind you,
That's
right?
what we do. I have like so many of these coffees. Like you just want to help them. Yeah.
Yeah. And so take advantage of that. Take advantage of the fact that people are willing to give you more time than they're going to be willing to give a 30-year-old,
Yeah.
Yeah. This is so helpful. And I love it that you gave so much practical advice. Somebody could listen to this episode and go out immediately and change the way. Well, we will next week when we go, Blakely.
Good.
Like
I know. I want to report back.
We'll put these into action. Yeah. No, this is fantastic. And from the very start, what you said, people are portals, and not defining it in a way like don't write anyone off in your life. You never know who you're going to meet and who they know and how that could come back 5-10 years later. Be kind, be open, be aware of the other people around you at these events. Invite them in. Fake it till you make it. If you're uncomfortable, pretend you're not, and help someone who obviously is uncomfortable. And maybe that helps both
find
of
the
you
person
pull out
more
of it.
uncomfortable than you.
Yeah.
And then you're a hero to them.
It's like a little game, right?
Yes. It is all a game.
Yeah.
Whatever you got to do to convince yourself to get out there and be vulnerable, do it, because it's worth it.
It's so good. Thank you for taking time with us, Baily. We really, really appreciate it. Before we let you go,
Thank you for having me.
We want to ask you one final question, and we also answer it ourselves, which is what brought a smile to your face this week?
Oh my gosh, there's so much to not smile about currently.
Yeah.
And because of that, I have been desperately looking for the glimmers, right? Looking for the awe, looking for the joy. And just this morning, I went on a walk, which always puts me in so much of a better headspace. I walk around my neighborhood, and it is January in LA, which is actually one of the best months in this city. Not for nothing, it's like 80 degrees outside right now. And I'm so sorry, everybody else. I know, I'm so sorry. I don't believe that
Clay's in a polar vortex.
I know, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know. Take it back. I take it back. But because of that, he's like, wrap it up. Get her out of here. Because of that, I'm so deep in gratitude for how gorgeous it is. And new plants and trees are bursting right now. And so I'm the nerd that walks through my neighborhood taking pictures of the flowers and of the trees and of the sky, because it's like, okay, things may be going to shit, but like, look at this freaking tree. Like, what?
Yeah.
This tree doesn't care or
Right.
even know what's happening, and it's going to be here after all of it's over.
It's true.
So that gives me a sense of groundedness and like little bits of awe.
I love that. It's powerful. God, nature's so powerful that way.
It's so good.
is.
Thank God for nature.
So good.
Protect her at all costs.
Clay, are you really thankful for nature right now?
Yeah, actually, mine is about nature, kind of. So,
Okay,
by a
go.
smile.
Yeah.
So Bailey, I live in Detroit, and we're in a polar vortex right now, which means this past week it was -11. Like, not the feel temperature, like it was actually
Actual.
The
negative
real
11.
temperature.
So,
So sorry.
so this week we got a ton of snow, and my son is currently on his 7th day missing school because of snow, ice, cold. all
God
that.
bless you.
So
Oh
sorry.
my gosh.
Wow.
The worst.
But one day I was like, hey, I got a shovel, bud. Like, let's go outside. So bundle up, both of us go outside, and like slowly, like some like neighborhood kids started coming over, and then all of a sudden there was a snowball fight, and like I forgot that I was like 36, and I was like, I thought I was 6 again, and like I went to bed that night because we just basically just like threw snowballs, dumped tons of snow on each other. I got hurt. Anyway, so I go to bed that night. My back is so sore, but I was smiling pretty big because my son got to have a snowball fight with like neighborhood kids, and like it was just the best.
That's magical.
And
That
it
is
was
the best.
it
Very
was
cool.
really fun.
That's like a core memory he's going to have forever now.
Yeah.
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 You will.
That's special.
I remember those
Yeah.
snow days building igloos. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm a Floridian, so this is all confusing to me.
Okay.
Not speaking your language.
Well, I found a time capsule this week. So I found a banker's box. We were like cleaning out the garage, and it was all the contents from my desk when I was running TaskRay. And I had left kind of during COVID. So someone packed up my desk for me, and I had never opened it. So we sold the company in 21, and it's 26 now. I'm not going to show you everything, but like I have to show you a couple of things.
Is
So I
your
found
burn
this,
book in there?
Yeah. I found, no,
It's not.
Heather, it wasn't. So that's interesting. I
think
didn't
they
think about that. It was in the locked drawer. So I wonder if it's just still in the desk somewhere and it got resold.
Someone's going to find it.
That's interesting. No,
Okay.
I found this like cabinet knob, which my VP of sales gave to me in his first presentation to me. It's a really good story. I'm going to share it someday. I found my 10-year anniversary app exchange photo with my business partner, Eric Wu. Love you, Eric. But then here's the best. My kids would provide all the artwork for my cubicle. And my daughter, I don't know, she's 5, 7, 8. I have no idea how old she is, but she was really into this thing where she takes someone's name and she makes attributes for it. And so she wrote Blakely, and it's B, bold as a woman, L, loving, A, athletic mother, K, kind as a kitty.
Wow.
I know. E, every smile makes the world happy. L, liking all your friends. Y, you are remembering. Not really sure what that one means, but
probably
it feels
means-
deep.
You remember
think it
stuff.
was.
You're a
You are
remembering person.
remembering.
I remember shit.
I was going to say,
Oh, so
so
adorable.
sweet.
I know. So I'm going to
What a good girl.
gonna put it up. She's a good girl. She still is a good girl. She's the bestest. That's my smile.
That's a good one.
Oh, these are my kids' artwork behind me up there.
It's the best.
It's just
Wow.
so cute.
It's actually
Yeah.
legit. It looks really good. I wouldn't have known if you didn't say that. Those are really beautiful paintings.
I thought so, but I'm a little biased.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Heather? Feeling smiley?
Yeah, well, I like Bailey. Like, yeah, it was. I don't really usually get into the news, and I actively don't watch it on purpose. It's just the negative energy that it brings. So, like, I'll scoop in once in a while, but I went down a rabbit hole this week with everything.
Wasn't hard to do that.
It's just, I don't know. I was pretty bummed about stuff. And I don't really even post stuff usually either. Like, I just don't really get political about it. I just kind of keep my feelings to myself. But I did post something last week on my story just about, can't we all just get along? Like, you voted how you voted, I voted how I did. Can we all agree that, murder is wrong? Like, is there like some like level where we can just kind of
Feels like that should be an easy overlap. To achieve.
let's not get crazy about, everything, but like, can we just, is there a baseline here where we can just like as humans kind of come back? And this is some of the messages that people sent, just like, thank you. And it was just really kind. And it made me smile in my heart to just be like, everything that we see is happening is real. That, like, not to take away from that. But what we don't see is kind of the flip side of that. And we need to remember, Brian Coral posted that thing with Mr. Rogers. I don't know if you saw it, Clay, a mutual friend of ours, about how Mr. Rogers, when he was growing up, his mom would say, in every tragedy that you see on TV, always look in the background for the helpers. Mm-hmm. Because around every tragedy, there's going to be a fireman, or there's going to be a policeman, or there's going to be, not a good example for last week, with the security officers, but there's helpers out there. There's people who are helping. In that case, there's a man helping another woman on the street. And she said, focus on that, focus on the helpers, and therein lies the hope. And it was just a beautiful reminder of, like, as we're going through all this stuff, most people are good. Most people are wanting peace. Most people are wanting help. So that was mine.
That's true.
It's a good one to end on this week.
Yeah. This was awesome. Thank you, Baily, so much.
Thank you, Baily.
I have
This was so fun.
one final question. Will you be my friend?
I would be honored. Oh my gosh. Yes. Can we all be friends?
Thank you for
See how she did that? That
Well,
was
you know,
brilliant.
you're all pretty cool.
I was counting
on it. Yeah. Yes, I would love that.
Yeah, Baily, it was so great connecting with you. I was just wondering, where can our listeners connect with you further? What's the best way to stay in contact with you and follow up if they want to know more or be involved in what you're involved in?
Yeah. Please do. The easiest place to go to is my website, overlapcollective.com, because nobody spells Baily right. So if you go there, you'll be able to find my LinkedIn and my Instagram and all the things, my Substack, and you'll be able to sort of dig into the actual work I do as a workshop facilitator, connection strategist, executive leadership coach, and all of the good stuff that I'm constantly trying to put out in the world, because, I think connection is the thing that we're missing. I really feel like it's the key to solving almost any problem. So I believe deeply in the power of it. So thank you all for giving me a microphone today to talk about it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Baily.
Awesome. Thank you.